Hello, I'm Caesar and this is Learning Vegan. And today we're going to make a vegan ceviche. What is ceviche? Well, in Mexico they make ceviche. Ceviche is fish and they take it raw and then they put lime. Sometimes they use squid, sometimes they use shrimp, and they put all raw, nothing but lime and salt and some garlic. It cures, it marinates, it technically cooks itself. We eat it like that. Now I don't know more, but that's ceviche. So a while back I looked for recipes and ideas, and looking in the vegan community, I found out that a lot of people, a lot of Hispanic people all over are making vegan ceviche. And I said, well, let me check this out. And there's different versions. The main thing, it's a lot of things, vegetables, some fruit if you wanted to, marinated in lime and salt, perhaps some garlic. Each his own, everyone does a different take. I've seen this, and we have it here in array, some things already. And the secret to a very good ceviche is you need to learn to chop up everything as small and tiny as possible. In Mexico, everyone does this. When you get your tacos and you get your condiments and all these things, onions, cilantro, everything's very small, very fine. So for this ceviche, we're going to do the same thing. That's the secret. Everybody's doing this. Something really small, fine, chopped up. When you mix it up, the flavors combine. You can taste everything, an array of flavors. They're all hitting you at once versus a big chunk of this or a big chunk of that. So here we have, so far, some onions, a half an onion, a half a carrot, a half of a poblano pepper, approximately about a half a cup of Spanish rice, a Roman tomato. They're small, so a whole Roman tomato, half can of chickpeas, and a half can of black beans. And here we have some jicama. And jicama, I don't know if you're familiar with it. It almost reminds me of a potato and something fruit, but it's not quite there. It's nice. How would I say this? Yeah, it's the consistency of a potato, but we eat it raw like that. We like to put lime and salsa. We put lime and chili powder on it. You'll see people selling jicama usually with cucumbers and the lime and the chile powder, and it's a treat. Delicious fruit, savory, hot. But we're going to incorporate this in our ceviche. Put this in the ceviche in ours. Everyone does something different. I've seen a bunch of different versions of it, and I'm impressed. A lot of good ideas. The vegan community, they come through really quick. They start to invent and find substitutes for a lot of dishes, for a lot of things. And no, I saw this, I was impressed. I said, I'm going to make this. This is, if you want a great meal, a great snack, a great thing when you're out and about with friends late at night, you're going to have some beers on a hot summer night. Your family comes home and you're all vegan and you don't feel like cooking on the stove. Well, this is it. This is a good treat. You don't have to cook. You just have to get to work. Chop things, put them together, do a little work, but no heat involved. And it's a good treat. Definitely delicious. So, no, we got our... Oh, I got excited there. So let's just put this to the side. And yeah, the best way I can describe jicama, it's like potato, a different potato. I'm going to use about that much approximately. And remember, chop as fine as possible. Make it nice and little. Recommend to invest in a sharp knife. When you get a sharp knife, it's a great investment. You can work in the kitchen. It makes your life a lot easier, let me tell you. A lot of people, they work with what they have, and I get it, but invest in a good knife. Definitely a good sharp knife. I can't explain it. I just have fun chopping up vegetables and fruit, There we go. There's our strains. Put that right over here. want to take a moment and say, you know, when you're cooking, and that goes with everything, if you're into it and you like what you do, pay attention and do it right. The thing with the ceviche is that it's an array of flavors and taste all in one. So it's important to pay attention. It's important to do it right, to take the time. And you will have a great time. Now that's about what we need there. I'm gonna stop. So I'm gonna pause for a moment, and we're gonna do some things, and then we're gonna come back and I'll show you, because then we're gonna move over next to the cilantro, and we're gonna make a little bit of guacamole for something I'm gonna show you. You really need it, because most people would put the avocado chopped up in it, but I'm gonna eat it with tostadas. So there's a technicality here, and I'm gonna show you what that technicality is. Okay, now for the moment of truth. Let's make our ceviche. We'll make our ceviche, and then at the end we'll make our guacamole. So I want to start out first with the black beans, the chickpeas, the jicama, our poblano pepper, chopped up fine. It's got a smokier, to me it's got a smokier taste than bell peppers. That's why I use that a lot. And I use it a lot for most traditional Mexican dishes that I make. Our pickled jalapeno carrots. You could use regular carrots if you want. Well, that's, once again, it's up to you. I went with the pickled ones because they got a little that jalapeno flavor, a little different kick. I'm always thinking what other little corners have a little bit of flavor, and I could substitute and add that just to add a little more to it. To each is their own. It's one of the things I have about having a palate. I know where to direct my palate to, especially nowadays. So let's mix this up. It looks familiar, like you've seen this before, you know? It's an array, a party of flavors. There's beans, chickpeas, vegetables in general, carrots, jicama, okay, and last but not least, I'm going to add the rice. Rice is my idea. I decided to go with rice and add that. People are doing all sorts of things. So you know the rules as a vegan, so you know what to put in it, and the sky's the limit within the vegan rules. Now start putting the lime. Once again, lime, it's to your discretion. If you are Mexican, you're going to put a lot of lime in this. There's such a thing as overdoing it, but on this dish I would say no, not even with these two big limes, because all this stuff is going to soak it all up. Everything soaks up the lime, and it'll have that flavor from it. Alright, let's move this around a little more. Let everything blend in, absorb that lime. You might need to put another lime in it. It's one of those things where we probably should stop and get a little spoon so I can taste this and make sure. So let's pause this video and we will be right back. We're back. After thinking about it and tasting it, I need to put one more lime in it. It was like almost there, but not quite there. Now, let's go ahead and put some pepper and some sea salt. And mix it up. Take your time. You're not in a hurry. We're civilized here. You do this nice and neatly. Take the time to do things right. And in the end results will be so good. So much better than if you rushed it. I always tell people to spend time with your food. Dedicate your time when you're with it. Pause for a moment and go, okay, I want to dedicate this time to this food because I'm going to eat it and it's good for me. The flavors are delicious. I enjoy eating what I eat. If you're that person, then you should spend a little time with your food. From making it, preparing it, cooking it, and eating it, spend time with your food. It's sacred. And now let's put some sea salt. It's once again to how you want to. Some people, some vegans don't put any sodium, any salt. Sodium, salt for me is the only pleasure, the only guilty thing I have nowadays. Because I gave up so much other things. But I mean, I wouldn't put it, it wasn't a giving up. It wasn't a sacrifice. It was an awakening. But salt is something that I eat a lot. I put in my food since I don't consume a whole lot of sugars. And animal products for that matter. Meat. Mexicans, we put a lot of salt. We like our things a lot. Strong, savory. It's a bad habit. Some people might say it like that. Alrighty. And you see now, give it a little taste here. Yeah, just right. Yeah, I'll put a little more salt, but it's just right there. Last but not least, cilantro. I'm going to put this right at the end. Love some cilantro. Cilantro is one of my favorite things to put on food in general. Once again, in Mexico, we live off cilantro. You'll see it everywhere. It's a habit I have, a bad habit maybe for some people. For others, it's something they never heard of, is the way I eat and the things I do, my cooking. It's the things I've learned in Mexico. Actual Mexican cooking is so much different than the cooking that you see here in the United States. So clean this one more time. We're right there. Now we're going to make our guacamole next. Okay, it's time to make our guacamole. Some people know how, some people don't. I always get that question. Some people don't know what guacamole is, what it comes from. Really, I've had this, people have told me this. What is in guacamole? Well, it's just avocados. And one of the things I always tell people when you're going to buy avocados, make sure that they're soft, and that means that they're perfect for this. If they're hard, you're going to want to put them in a dark area there for a few days before you can use them. Let them ripen some more. And yeah, there's a secret, there's a science to the avocado. When it's right, when it's still not ready, the other thing I tell you, if you needed, if your guacamole, your avocados are a little on the hard side, you can always use, for the vegans, obviously vegan plant-based milk, just like a shot or some sour cream, even a spoon of vegan mayo. And for those non-vegans, well, you can use your substitute regular mayo, regular milk for your guacamole. It'll soften it, and it's just a little trick. We don't need it today for this one because the avocados are just right. Some are a little hard and some are just right. Making guacamole is a lot like refried beans. If you ever thought of it, we mash the beans while you're mashing the avocados, like you'd mash potatoes for mashed potatoes. You really, once again, spend time and do this right. You want it nice, everything, which you don't want any parts, you don't want any big chunks in it. This is guacamole. It should be like that. And everyone has their little thing. For a good guacamole, you just need salt. But you can put some lime, you can chop up some cilantro and onions and add that to it. But here we're just making a standard guacamole with just some salt because we have everything else in our ceviche. If I was making this for somebody, I would have to get a spoon and taste this, and kind of go, But I'm making this for myself, so, ooh. A little more salt, and that's all. Whip it around. Alright, I think we're ready to get some tostadas, and I think we are ready to eat and show you the final product. So let me pause for a moment, and we'll be right back, and I'll show you what I have in store for you. Okay, so we're ready. So here's the tostada, and my plan is to put the guacamole on it, on the bottom. My reason for that? So something all your ceviche sticks to when you put on the tostada, so it just doesn't go all over the place. You want to put that like that. I suppose you could put other things, cheese, but it's not really something you put cheese on, but I guess to each his own. And I want to put some heat. My mom made a fresh batch of salsa. Oh yeah, nice and heat, nice and warm. It's really not quite that hot outside. It's not quite summer, but still. But here it is, vegan ceviche. You didn't have to cook. You just spend time putting it all together. And let's give it a try and let's taste this. This is great bar food. It's a great thing when you're with your friends or you want a snack. This goes good when you're having some beers. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can see why people are making this. This is really delicious. And on a good day, you don't feel like being over the stove, this has hit the spot. Very good. I like this. I love this. I'm going to make this from time to time now. It's another vegan dish I'll add to my menu that I have that I never run out of ideas, and there are no excuses. Every day as a vegan, you can come up with new ideas. When you're awakened, you can think a little deeper and get to the point and find the solution and enjoy your meal and spend time with it. And I'm Caesar, and this is Learning Vegan, and I'm gonna get going here. I'm gonna get to work eating the ceviche tostada. We'll see you later. Bye.